Hello and welcome to the 4 o'clock shadow. Hello, Shadowhawk.
Hello, hello, hello. What's the listen?
Well,
Hail, Rex. Good to see you. Hail, everybody in the chat. Hope everyone's having a great holiday season. Getting close to the new year. Closing in.
absolutely. It's good to be seen. Although how brightly, I don't know. It's pretty bright. Uh, Mike Walters in the house. How dear 6480, of course. And we have a Ryan James.
A wild Ryan James sighting. Hail, Ryan.
Yep, yep. Uh, Happy birthday.
Octagon in the wild.
We have some birthdays to announce, this date every year, I think. Justin Belmont, of course.
Yep, I wished him happy birthday earlier today. Hail, Mike Walters in the chat.
KSSS birthday, his real birthday.
Oh, is he? Oh, man, I haven't seen KSSS in a while.
And Stan Lee would have been Stan Lee's birthday. I kid you not, he would have been 100 and let me find it here. I know I have it here somewhere. Oh, I put it in my shorts. I'm sorry. No, still didn't find it.
No, it's. Damn.
What?
I was just thinking my dad would have turned 105 this year. He was still alive.
Yeah, I got to get to 2031 till my dad hits 100.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan Lee would have
I
been
was adopted later
103.
in life. So.
Oh, yeah. Stan Lee would have been 103 today.
103, huh? So he's just a couple years younger than my dad.
Yeah, he was born in 31. March of 31. So he was a March baby too, like you. Yesterday's birthday boy was Russ Leach. Russ Leach's birthday yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I saw that yesterday. Sent him a little greeting over the old interwebs.
And on Thursday would have been Preston Acevedo's birthday.
Yep. Said hi to him as well. Yeah, I've been
As
keeping
well
up
as
with everybody's
John
birthday.
would have been the former Marvel and EC artist John Severin's birthday as well. Now tomorrow will be Elsie's nephew's birthday, Lee Jr.'s birthday, and Eagle Rider's birthday is tomorrow.
Happy early birthday, guys.
Monday will be Jeff Lynn's birthday from ELO. Love some Jeff Lynn. And of course, the 31st New Year's will be Steve Rude's birthday. Rude Dude birthday.
The dude. There you go.
The dude. The Rude Dude. Yes. Celebrated 4 years of content yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Ryan says, since every year is worse, maybe we can make our resolution to break the streak. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I'd love to have a good year this year. That'd be nice. This coming year.
Yeah. I guess I would have to count back. I got to meet Stan Lee in '86, and that was a thrill of a lifetime. And when he was still signing things for free, it didn't cost you a brand new thing.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't get to meet him in person, but I got to talk to him on a local radio show out of Chicago. I called in and got to be one of the live callers, so that was kind of cool. I got it recorded somewhere.
you got it recorded somewhere. Really? Wow.
Yeah,
That's neat
8-track tape.
that you.
I knew. Well, I knew I was on hold, and waiting to talk to Stan Lee, so I just popped the tape in my deck because it was the old days. I had stereo and a
Mhm.
dual tape player and
Oh
all that
yeah.
shit. Built into like one little cabinet. So I just recorded the whole radio show until they put me on, and then labeled the tape and popped it into my collection. It's still there somewhere.
Well, you were looking ahead. That's cool. That you salvaged that. Uh, that
Yeah, I'd
is
like to
really
listen
neat.
to it again. 'Cause I
I
haven't
guess you
listened to it
dated it
in
and
20 years.
everything. You dated it
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
and dated it. Yeah, labeled it. Interview with Stan Lee. I
Hmm.
believe I even put the radio station that was on at the time and all that stuff. No,
That's cool. Yeah.
yeah, I gotta go do my cassette tapes. They're still in a tub in the storage around here somewhere down the basement.
Yeah. That's a bit of history a lot of people have not heard. You know. Uh, what did you talk about
And
with him? Of course, I'm going to ask that.
uh, yeah, well, it was early '90s, and I was kind of disappointed with the direction the X-Men had been taking lately.
Hmm.
It was before the
Hmm.
new, Jim Lee came back and the relaunch and all that. Or, well, no, but anyway, it was before the whole Jim Lee takeover and all that kind of stuff. And so I was gonna try to be like kind of a dick and grill him, about what's up with the X-Men and you're destroying my favorite franchise. And
Hmm.
as soon as I got on the radio and I heard his voice, I was like, "Hi, Stan. Great to meet you.
Right.
Big fan."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I didn't get to ask him anything really. I mean, I just in general asked him, "Well, what do you think, about what's going on with the X-Men?" And then let him do his thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. I was glad I got to talk to him.
Oh yeah. 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 I mean, I said I expressed my concerns on in X Factor. The Beast
Huh?
went back to his
Sure. If you want to.
the Beast went back to his lost his hair, and I asked Stan, why did the Beast lose his hair? And he turned around to, I believe it was Tom DeFalco. It could have been Roger Stern. I don't know which. I'd have to look at pictures of them. I'm not sure. I kind of recognized him from the bullpen and didn't. But Stan just turned over his shoulder and said, "What? The Beast is bald?" you know, and it was like, yeah, Stan doesn't know everything about what's going on with the comics nowadays. I used to take my brother's recorder and record off TV, like Robin Williams off of Mork and Mindy. I can remember doing that
Mm-hmm.
because I thought he was just unhinged and funny. And
Oh,
that's
dude, I
why a
had an
lot
old
of
school. Like you remember the old brick cassette recorders? Where you just put the one
Mhm.
tape in there and it had like 5 buttons. They're just the
Exactly. Yeah.
speaker. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I had like a
Yeah.
little plug
I got
up
one of those
speaker.
from my dad. I used to do all kinds of silly shit, make my own radio shows. And
Yeah, I did a little bit of that. That was after I was 10 years old because I did it in our new house. I lived in the house I grew up in originally. We moved when I was like 10 years old across the street. This
uh,
family was wanting to buy some land from dad, and they did a little bit of land across the street, and they moved in, and then they wanted to trade that land that they built a house on and shed, I guess, uh, back to dad for a sort of corner section on further down on the street. And so they did
mm-hmm.
that. and we moved into where they lived, across the street. And I think we rented it out, the house I grew up in, to Starla, who I think she graduated with me. I'm not sure because I don't have any of my annuals anymore. But Starla and her mother, and I'd already known she had been in our school and then left, and then now was coming back. And I believe she did graduate with us, but she was gone for a little bit. And so we did rent out that house, and then eventually I think Dad just gave it over to co-worker, upon his death or their deaths, he would inherit that house. But and we did check up on that house and make repairs for 5-6 years, but after a while we just didn't do it anymore. And he let it go to the termites. It was falling apart. We had to bulldoze it under after he left. He just left. He left a boat there. My uncle took that. I don't know if he was ever to make it seaworthy or whatever. It wasn't a bad looking boat. I imagine anything could be fixed. He just left stuff there.
Yeah, boats
Might have even left another truck. I don't know what happened to him to this day. And he worked for my father and brother for about 30 years, and he just disappeared one day.
That's crazy.
He went to work, and then maybe over the weekend he disappeared and then never came back. So I don't know. But the state of the house was in such poor shape that eventually, my brother bulldozed it down, which was really sad. I wish I'd went in there and taken a picture. But I've got my memories of the whole layout and everything, the history of it. That's, it's would have been cool to go in there. I had stickers on a door, old like
hippie. Yeah, see all your old
stickers from different things and stick them on my door. And for some reason, we
did your
traded
parents
doors.
do the thing on your doorway where your dad would notch in the little hash marks every year when you got taller?
I don't think he notched them in. I think we might have had used a pencil just to measure us, and maybe some, but that was a thing where you see how it.
Oh yeah, my doorway in the house where I grew up is still notched with, as far as I know, it hasn't been remodeled yet.
Well, Don did some. Don from Don Studios did some grok video of like devil flyer. So let's see if we can play this. It's the Omer Glitch fan art piece that he did.
All right.
He also did Fembat, was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let me really embiggen that so people can see it. We can play it more than
once.
Yeah,
look at that. Yeah, that's the thing. You only get like 6 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm. So he's got the fire and the earth coming up, and he's got the bird-like feet.
Yeah.
As he
I like
lifts off. Pretty wild. Grok is going to take over the world.
I did a new. I think it's on Threads or Facebook. I was fucking around with AI yesterday and posted a new one.
So what have you been up to today? Just relaxing and eating less?
Oh, dude, man. It's been a day from hell for me today. It's just, I took it easy last night. Tried to eat light and everything, man. I went to bed and I just could not get to sleep all night. And woke up just exhausted, feeling worse than before I went to bed. Tried to take a nap 3 or 4 times today, man. I just can't get comfortable by the time I get ready. Nod off, my back starts hurting or my knee starts hurting or something, and I wake up again. Like, fucking killing me. Anyway,
I had
there's nothing like troubles.
I had trouble sleeping too, and Didn't feel 100% after the show, so I rested, and then I did Apex After Dark, and we will be having Apex
Yeah,
After Dark next Saturday as well.
I was sitting there trying to sleep while you guys were actually on, and then when I finally gave up on it at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you guys were just ending. So, but yeah, I completely forgot about it until I was like, oh yeah, those guys are on. Let's see if they're still there.
Yeah, we
They
had a good time for about
sent me a link yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So I just kind of watched some TV and eventually, nodded off after that.
Right.
Man. And slept most of the day. It hasn't turned extremely cold. Nichelle Nichols' birthday, Uhura from Star Trek.
Yeah.
I believe that's her birthday. She was born in 1932.
Yeah.
She went up to conventions untold till she was gray haired and old, and needed assistance.
Oh, I think she was like in her late 80s or 90s, still going to conventions and stuff. I forget exactly, but she did die, right? Or is she still? I think she died a couple of years
No,
back.
she passed away. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She's gone. Yeah, I had thought that the actor that played Chekhov had passed away a long time ago, and it's like, nope, he's still alive. So he's still alive, and of course William Shatner's still alive in his mid-90s, and Tanaka, who is
Takei, yeah.
Takei, yeah, whatever his name is, yeah. That played Sulu, is still alive. So those are the three on the grid.
Oh my.
Now you never know what to believe nowadays, but let me just show you a little thing that I found on X recently. These giant swords, they're talking about, were there giants in the past? And these are supposed giant swords that they have found, in archaeology around. So are these just like a show of strength, or were these actually used? It looks like you should be able to.
I mean,
to determine
you
that.
should be able to tell if the blade was used in battle. It should have some markings on it. They should be able to tell that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it could just be like, it might just be a sculptor or something.
Well, like this one here. It's not much of a handle.
Thick.
Yeah,
the blade is awful thick too. It's not like it's gonna cut anything. It might smash some shit.
Right. And the handle isn't much to hold on to unless there was more to it. There is a hole drilled in it. It looks like where maybe something could have fit over that.
Yeah, maybe there was. Yeah, there was probably maybe a wood grip or something that rotted away over time.
Well, I mean, look at why would you put all that detail on the inside if it was just going to be covered up by wood, and it doesn't look much like
I have no idea.
A cutting blade.
No, it doesn't. Like I said, that looks like some kind of ceremonial thing or something, like sculpture. It was.
Yeah. Now this looks like it might be something. It almost looks like metal. I would think it's stone, but it almost looks like metal.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from the picture. That one looks like it's at least got an edge to it.
Yeah, and this looks like it's stone, just complete stone. Of course, I don't know. I guarantee. I guarantee you. I believe that there were giants that ruled that roamed the earth, just simply because the Nephilim are mentioned, in the Bible. Now, do we? I mean, that's a big conspiracy thing, right? That
All right.
sort of like
I mean,
the.
do we go down that rabbit hole, Rex? Do we really?
Well, I'm just saying, like the Smithsonian has been accused and other museums of covering up the truth. What do you think?
Oh yeah, they said that they got like evidence of giant bones and stuff, and they destroyed them or hit them or all kinds of crazy shit.
An inconvenient
I don't
truth,
know what I mean, it's like every
Yeah.
other conspiracy theory. I mean, it's kind of believable, I mean, but
Yeah.
why would the government want to hide that from us? But I don't know.
Well, there are.
It confirms
Well, now, really,
stuff
I'm
that's in the
surprised to hear you
Bible.
say that because they hide a lot of stuff from us, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, why something like that? It's an extinct race of human beings. There was evidence of giants that were here at one point. Big freaking deal. Now, if you're
Yeah.
religious conspiracy, it's because it confirms stuff in the Bible, and they don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nichelle Nichols died in 2022. Just to let you know. So a few years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it wasn't too long ago. Hey, Eric. Good to see you, buddy.
Eric and Boyd in the house. He was there at Apex last night. Surprised that we were up and streaming, but that's, we kind of like the 4:00 shadow was designed to be around my time schedule, convenient time, something that I thought I could sustain over time, which I've pretty much done for 4 years. It's not always been the most convenient time, it's kind of on a day-to-day basis, but it's a good time. It's kind of a bad time for like people sitting down to dinner, especially on the East Coast, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, if they're right in the middle of dinner, maybe a little inconvenient for them.
They're right before dinner while with preparation of dinner, and it's a big thing and whatnot.
Well, but that's kind of a good time to listen too when you're doing, stuff like that. As long, if you're not in the chat or whatever, you're just listening to the show. But
there is Todd McFarlane cover that you might not have known was out there, Marvel Tales. And on this Marvel Tales, which has Spider-Man, of course. This was a reprint book, right? Marvel Tales, but it often had original covers by like Todd McFarlane, Jim Starlin, Art Adams, I think.
Art Adams did a bunch on. I don't know if it was Marvel Tales or if it was the other one. But yeah, they always had. What was it? Classic X-Men. I think Art Adams did a lot of those. The redo covers.
Well, the Hulk had his own reprint book. Remember, like Marvel's Greatest or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was called. Yeah. And then they for a long time had that double feature, which featured all the sort of Captain America and Iron Man split stories that used to be in Marvel Tales of Suspense in the 60s.
Mm-hmm. Then they did, what was that, 2-in-1 for a while. Triple, there was a triple something too. I forget what it was called. But yeah, they did a lot of those.
Yeah, that was the one that started out with Fantastic Four type reprints and quickly went to the Avengers. It was mostly the run was Avengers, but the very first few were the Fantastic Four. Marvel Triple Action is what you're trying to think of.
Triple Action, that's the one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a few of those.
You know why it wasn't Double Action? Now that I think about it, because DC Comics quickly after they came out with Action Comics, copyrighted Double Action, and I actually have the cover to, a reproduction of the cover that they came out with when they copyrighted the term Double Action.
Yeah.
So they never did anything with the title, but they have it copyrighted, or did back in the 40s.
Right.
So I imagine that's why Marvel had to use Triple Action. I'd never thought about that till you actually said the name. Why didn't they just use Double Action? Because
at some point, though, in that copyright law, don't you have to use it, or it can?
Yeah, that's why I was saying back then. Yeah, it may have lapsed into public domain by now. Who knows? But now you see
Maybe,
on that
yeah.
archive, they used it on that archive that came out around, I'm thinking 2009 or 11, somewhere around in there. They did sort of like their history, and they actually show you the cover of Double Action. And I've actually sold some of those because I was buying like the Marvel and DC archives, and I was breaking it down with this neat stuff that they had stuffed in there, and actually just selling off stuff. I think I've got one complete book for my own collection, but I bought all of those I could find and was actually taking out the different things and saying that they were reprints, but people were buying them nonetheless because they probably hadn't seen the completed book, and that way I made my money back plus money, just by taking the neat stuff that they had stuffed in these old archive history books that they came out with a few years ago. Eric and Boyd says, yeah, I don't like that McFarlane cover. Everything is off, although I like his art, but that one is not doing it for me. Too many tangents, he says. And How Dear 6480 saying, here's a YouTube channel that talks about giants and oddities. Isn't he the ultimate mod to just come up with stuff like that, or search and bring it in? Wow.
How the rules.
DC lawyers, oi. I don't know what you mean by that, but it's fine. Yeah, too many tangents. I don't know. Do you think that there's a bunch of tangents here?
It's not one of my favorite McFarlane covers either.
How could it not be? It's got the Beast.
It looks like this was when he really rushed to me.
Yeah. It's just all these characters crammed into a cover.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Jean. She's I don't like the look of her very much. Her hair's not really rendered the way Todd usually does it.
Yeah. Look at poor Iceman. He barely got in there in the background.
Yeah. So, yeah, it just looks to me like he was probably rushed on that one. He may be getting ready to leave Marvel pretty soon. Didn't care anymore. I don't know.
Right. Beast arm is way off. Marvel Ghost mask is funky. Angel is in an awkward spot, and you can Iceman was placed in the back in a muddled area. Yeah, you can see.
Mm-hmm. It's just not a good layout. Everything is off on. And Marvel Girl, she looks like emaciated. Her costume's all baggy and shit. It's weird looking. Look at the shoulder on it. If you blow it up around her arm there and stuff, it's way too loose on her arm.
Wow, you definitely got a. You definitely have a.
I have my opinions, sir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. I don't know. Sometimes you blow me away with your critiques,
What? I mean, what is it?
Well, I know, like Todd McFarlane.
Not like that. Critique. I mean, I'll critique anybody. If I see something funky, I'll be like, that's a little funky, man. Maybe you should have
Mask is more like Batwoman, yeah. And he
Mhm.
agrees with you. She does look emaciated, and I don't know how you could. I mean, I guess I know how you could arrive at that, but it's not like she's showing a lot right there. But yeah, that mask almost looks like Batwoman. It's such a big mask.
It's just like Eric said, everything just seems slightly off on it. It's just, I don't think it's
Yeah.
Todd's best work. So,
I guess we'd have to look at the year, and then when he left Marvel to go to Image, maybe that was one of the latter things that he did.
that's what I'm wondering. Maybe he was just kind of phoning it in until he got, ready to roll. I
Yeah.
don't know. Excuse me. I had to see the date on that one to have a better guess.
All right. Here's your.
But yeah, it's
I
just,
don't know.
everybody can have a bad day, dude. I mean, even the best artists have a, even Ethan has had some drawings, and I'm like,
Oh
not
yeah.
that big on
Yeah.
that one.
Now,
Just because
would
I'm a
this be
big fan
lizard? Or
doesn't
you're
mean that.
probably going to tell me amphibian, which is different than lizard, right? But it's a nice piece.
No, this is from the H.P. Lovecraft story. It's the God dang it, I can't think of the name of the story. Anyway, yeah, that's cool. I'd probably say amphibious. I mean, maybe they spend most of their time underwater, but they're walking around on
Well,
land. So
they look like fish men, really, to me.
yeah,
Almost like
and they just
piranha men.
what was the God dang it? An H.P. Lovecraft story. It's a whole village. It's got
Well,
these like fish
it's
people in
called
it.
the Deep Ones of Orkney.
Okay,
Orkney.
the deep ones.
Orkney.
Yeah.
Or the Deep Ones
Okay.
of Orkney. Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that's based on the H.P. Lovecraft story.
Tom Baker made his full debut on Doctor Who on this day in 1974 in the episode Robot. So he took
Oh
over
wow.
for John Pertwee as Doctor Who. Your
Yeah.
favorite doctor, Tom Baker, made his debut today
Yes, sir.
in history. And I do have one down, an artist, we were talking about artists, scheduling artists for Feature Friday throughout the year. And this Friday will
Uh-huh.
be Garcia Lopez. I just started off with one that I really think's a great artist and can find a lot of stuff on. But
Yeah.
I even came up with some more names over on Apex's channel. One of them that I thought about was Ron Friends. Remember Ron Friends that did Thor and so many
Uh,
other things?
yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think I was ever like collecting any of the books that he was on. When he was on. If you know what I mean.
That character fighting Thor was Blood Axe. Blood Axe. He's a pretty interesting character.
Uh,
I collected. I got a bunch of that stuff when I bought out the
the
comic
comic book
book
store.
store.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was a heck of an opportunity. It's nice that you got a chance to jump on it. It's too bad. The way things ended up, but.
Here is your favorite doctor with a Christmas message special.
Holy moly.
I can hardly believe my eyes. There you are.
All right, let's start that over.
Oh. I can hardly believe my eyes. There you are. You've been in here, and there you are. Just to let me say hello to you.
Oh, Scar.
Oh. It's a scarf. Just what I needed. A scarf. with no end to it.
With no end to it. Yeah.
Oh, it's because I took so over it. Oh.
Still a funny dude, man.
Who had, well, I guess I shouldn't use the word who.
Which
That wallpaper was atrocious. I don't know where that was filmed, but wow.
Wow. Rex is criticizing the wallpaper of the place. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Now, that reminds me, for Christmas,
He always wanted to be an interior designer.
No, that's gay. I did not. I received occasionally, every now and then, a scarf for Christmas. Was probably a inexpensive gift. That was probably a Christmas gift a time or two. A scarf.
Huh?
Did you ever receive a scarf that you can think of for Christmas or birthday or anything else?
Oh, yeah. My grandma actually knitted me one that was like the Doctor Who scarf. It was like super long, just
Oh, wow. That's
same
cool.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was like 11 or something, I used to wear that in the wintertime. And then when I started working up in Chicago, on midnights, I had to wear dress clothes. I went and bought a cashmere scarf. It's nice,
Mm-hmm.
dark gray. It matched my suit and shit. Dude, that thing's ultra warm. It's freaking a good scarf is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. When it's cold too. Can't say that I wear a
Mm-hmm. You
scarf
keep your neck
now, but
warm, the rest of you stay warm. That's
oh
what
yeah,
I found
yeah,
anyway.
absolutely. I mean, I'm sure I've got a scarf around here. I just don't know where it would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I even got a few of those, what do they call them, the gaiters or whatever, that people started wearing during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Mm-hmm.
you can pull it up as a mask if you want to, but I usually just leave
Oh
it on my
yeah.
neck. As long as my neck
Yeah,
is
you
warm,
pull
I'm
it up
fine.
over your mouth and nose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have to. You need to have a mask. Yeah, fuck you. I usually just turn around and go somewhere else. I don't put up with that shit. Excuse me, coughing right on the microphone. Bad etiquette. Bad shadow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you clean it afterwards, so that the germs don't kind of grow on you.
Well, I wasn't. It wasn't right on it, but it was, I'm sure, loud enough. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how you sneeze at bam, way out there, several feet when you sneeze
Oh,
with
yeah,
such
dude, that
force.
shit's crazy. You see, like the slow motion photography of that, where it shows it like
Mm-hmm.
spraying across the room. It's nuts. Hey, okay. Oi, oi.
Oi, oi, teeny weeny, yellow poke
It's
dot
tiny. It's
bikini.
Tiny Shadow Sunday today.
Yes, it's Tiny Shadow Sunday today. It's just my system, Carrie, and I just when you start to share things like this Night of the Living Dead premiere picture,
It's just a wee
then I can't
baby.
go back to regular format. In fact, I have to. There we go. Both of us are gone, and if I could equalize us, or I
I can,
would, but
I can see it, but well, it's all good. I don't mind being teeny tiny.
question everything, and Carrie does.
Hail Pale Rider. And making his grand entrance as usual.
He's a grower, not a shower. It's Windows 7, yeah, I guess. There's
the doc.
There's the doc there in the car that they lost. It was more of a third doctor's car. You know, this was like Robot from Robot, his very first full story.
One that was the one that Pertwee used to drive around for a little while, right?
Yes.
Same one.
And,
yeah.
And they got rid of it fairly quickly. I'm not sure if Robot
that was a cool little car, though.
Yeah, it was a good transition thing, you know, for the fourth Doctor, that things are changed, yes, but you know, we might get to see the car, and I don't think we did after Robot again. I'm not sure about that. Oh, well, you know, we did in the Five Doctors, they brought it back, but it was a John Pertwee thing again.
Right.
Oh, why did I laugh at Raoul Manhart?
The lighting ritual.
I don't remember doing that. I mean, and when was that? Hey, Saboteur. I don't know, Carrie. Why did I laugh at his artwork? I like his artwork. I mean, I don't know what. I don't remember laughing at his artwork. I don't know. You're gonna make me paranoid now. Oh, you know, we covered George Perez last Friday, right? Well, here is another Amethyst cover he did. I'm not sure how many of those he did, but Ernie Chan really went over his artwork badly, you know? I mean, not the best inker, I don't think, for George Perez. This is a George Perez cover, but
Ernie Chan, yeah, he had a tendency to try to put his own stamp on everything he inked. Yeah.
I don't remember, Carrie. Sorry. Hey, Gray.
Hey, Greg.
I don't even remember the piece, what it was, but
Yeah. Hey,
on this date in 1895, brothers Louis Lemire and Auguste Lemire rented a room in the basement of Paris Grand Cafe and became the first filmmakers to screen a program of projected motion pictures to a paying audience. 35 patrons attended the historical screening. So the movies were born on this day in 1895 in Paris.
That's
France.
pretty well. So they must have erected a temporary screen or something,
or maybe up against a wall, a white wall works.
That's what I'm thinking. Pretty cool.
Pale Rider in the house. Hey, Pale Rider, and Omer Glitch with this glitch glaze. Okay. On this date in 1973, President Richard Milhouse Nixon signed into law the landmark Endangered Species Act, which provided for the conservation of endangered and threatened species of fish, wildlife, and plants, along with the ecosystems upon which they depend. That's kind of a love-hate thing, isn't it? It's kind of turned into be.
Yeah, I mean it's. Yeah, I don't want to get into all that.
We can't. Okay, we can't build a dam because
I appreciate. I like to conserve nature as much as possible, but
I
there
do
are
too.
certain things that
There's some wackos out there that have, stopped progress for like
yeah,
this
and
that little.
some of the shit's gone a little too far. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they want to preserve them in their natural habitat, and that may not always be possible. So relocate them. I don't know. Anyway, on this date, in
Right, I mean,
1945, President Harry Truman signed legislation that officially recognized the Pledge of Allegiance. And that's a good thing.
In showrooms.
Oh yeah. Well, it was. I don't think they even do that in school anymore.
Yeah, I can still remember doing it in like third grade or, just grade school all the time. Put your hand on your heart and stand up, and that's normally how we would start our day, right? Or
You work
somewhere.
one-on-one with goofy
Yeah, we stand up with your hands on your heart, face the flag. Every school had a big flag out front, so you would face the direction where the flag was at.
I think your TV is very loud. It's coming through pretty quick, pretty much in the background as you speak. I think that's the TV. Just letting you know. Black Hawk Down came out in the theaters 2001. That was a big movie. There was a lot of buzz about that. 24 years ago. Sorry. I went to see it. I didn't think it was that big a deal. Today's also Denzel Washington's birthday. He turned 71 today. And there's something I never have understood. I know there's a lot of Denzel Washington fans out there. He's just not my cup of tea, I guess, as an actor. That's okay. Why do I feel like I'm getting the silent treatment? Making Contact opened in the U.S. theaters 40 years ago.
Who complains about the silence? You see how it goes, people? I just can't wait.
Yeah. You remember Making Contact?
Radio.
Oh, was it right?
Uh-huh.
Radio. Okay.
Yeah.
Making Contact.
Making Contact. That sounds familiar, but I don't know why. Was it like an alien movie?
It's like a horror movie. It looks like.
I don't know.
See the
familiar.
poster. Yeah. Well, it was one of those 80s movies, 40 years ago today.
Wow.
Or actually 40 years ago yesterday.
Okay. No, I remember the title, so it would have been probably back in my drive-in movie theater days when I used to get in free all the time. So I may have even seen.
Fried Green Tomatoes with Kathy Bates and Jessica Tandy, who was also played, with Driving Miss Daisy. You don't know Jessica Tandy's name. She was the old lady in that movie. Fried Green Tomatoes, 34 years ago, 1991 came out. And Howdy Doody made his television debut 78 years ago, way before my time, 1947, on NBC Puppet Playhouse.
Yeah.
So Howdy Doody.
That long before that, 20 years before my time.
Yeah, yeah.
Although they were still playing the replays when we were kids, because I remember watching those damn shows. Some of them.
I don't know if I do or not. But I was aware of
You
Howdy
never
Doody.
saw any of the
Here,
Howdy Doody shows stuff?
I
Unless
remember
they did.
Kukla, Friend, and Ollie. I remember Romper Room, of course,
Mhm.
Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, Zoom.
Right.
I don't know that I
Yeah,
remember. I
forgot about those.
Yeah, it's kind of like Mr. Ed. You know, it was kind of like the 50s, but I might have saw some Mr. Ed. I know Francis the Talking Mule.
Yeah.
Used to watch that and love that. The
Oh,
Exorcist
yeah.
opened in theaters 52 years ago and scared a lot of people. 1973.
Yeah,
The
dude.
Exorcist. Yeah.
Scared the
Yeah.
shit out of
I
everybody.
watched that. Maybe less than a year ago, and you're going, "Don't, Rex, don't watch that alone."
I don't, dude.
I
I don't
did.
watch it by myself. It
Yeah.
creeps me out. I don't like the
Yours,
demonic possession type stuff. I'm
right.
not down with it.
Oh yeah, that's like the Omen and Megiddo and all that.
Mm.
Hell yeah, the end of the world
I
type
mean,
stuff is pretty.
don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like the movies, but the concepts are just, I'm not down with the concept. I don't like it.
Right. Yeah. Strikes too close to home. New Year's Evil came out. New Year's Evil. Do you remember this one?
Maybe. Oh yeah, I remember this one. I remember seeing that
Homer's.
cover.
Yeah. Apex was. I don't know, Omer's alt accounts or something. I don't know. I mentioned that Apex, and Apex didn't even know it. He was 899. He was one away from 900 subscribers, and Omer sent him up
Oh wow.
to like 901. And Omer's 10 subs away from 800. Help a brother out. He says, sub to me. Rex the
Hey,
Critic.
Omer.
Yes, Gray. Hey.
I would sub again if I could, Omer, but I don't have any sub puppet accounts.
Yeah, I asked him if it would help if I would just like unsub and then resub, which I know that doesn't work.
I
That's a
don't know if
joke.
that works. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a joke. Maybe if I came back unsub and came back later.
There you go. Let him sweat it for like a week.
Let him sweat it out.
The fuck did I do? Why did Rex unsub? Hey, Mrs. Good Stuff. Good to see you, dear. Happy holidays.
Hey, Mrs. G. There Will Be
So far, so
Blood
good.
starring Daniel Day-Lewis. Did you see that one? There Will Be Blood. I don't know if that's a Western or what.
Dude, I tried to watch that one, but it was one of them long Daniel Day-Lewis movies. I don't think I ever got through it. The last one I remember watching with Daniel Day-Lewis was, what was it, Gangs of New York or whatever? A big, like, historical one.
He's a pretty good actor. I mean, I remember him sweeping the Oscars with My Left Foot, which kind of established him.
Well, yeah, but he was always very picky about what roles he did and shit, too. I mean, the guy was,
Yeah.
he didn't fuck around with any bullshit, throwaway stuff.
When you rise up on a movie like that and kind of stick to your guns and say, I'm kind of hard to get, sometimes it works out for the actor or actress and sometimes it doesn't. But it seems to have worked for him.
Well, I mean, you gotta be of a certain caliber of actor, I think, for it to work out. If you try to do that shit and you're not really that good of an actor, it's probably not going to end well.
I've actually been thinking about that recently. What determines that, though? I mean, like Marlon Brando, he made such a big impact, and I've been studying like the trial at Nuremberg, on YouTube. It is a great movie, and Brando really wanted the part that Maximilian Schell got, and he won the Oscar for Best Actor, but he was the lowest billed actor. Stacy Richard Widmark and Spencer Tracy and some others were billed higher than he was. He was fifth on the list because he was a newcomer, but Spencer Tracy really predicted it before it happened on set, that we better watch out for him because he's going to take the Oscar away from us. And he did. He was the lowest billed. I remember him in
crazy.
Black Hole, the Disney movie Black Hole. He was the bad guy.
Oh, God, yeah.
Maximilian.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. Howbeit, like 20 years later.
God, that was another movie I hated.
20, 25
Black Hole. Terrible.
It wasn't as bad as you remember. I'm just saying. But
I like the robots. I remember that.
Oh, I lost Shadow. Oh, wait, he just got kicked to the back. I don't know why. Wow. Hey,
no, I think I accidentally kicked myself. Sorry about that.
Okay, well, that's why he's so small. Mrs. G says Abraham Lincoln. He's done the very best Abraham Lincoln. He did do a good Lincoln. Was that Lincoln the movie? What was that called, Mrs. G? I think that was the movie that kind of freaked me out, where it was telling about Abraham Lincoln, and then that other actor came in that looked so close to Heath Ledger, and this was after Heath Ledger died. It freaked me out because I missed Lincoln the movie. I went to see that at the theater. That's a really good movie. I did like that.
I don't think I've watched that one. That was Daniel Day-Lewis that did Lincoln on that one?
Did Lincoln, yeah, and all the kind of struggles through the Civil War, yeah.
Yeah, I watch it, and he's a good actor. I watch his stuff. It's just sometimes it's hard to get started on. They start a little slow. Like even Gangs of New York was a little bit of a slow start for me, but it got into it pretty quickly. So.
By and large, I like, even like on Doctor Who, I like the historical stuff, even though it may be pseudoscience, faux history, because it is Doctor Who, but I like historical stuff. I always excelled in history, and I was probably about a B+ in history, Probably boring if you're not into Civil War history. Yeah.
Well, they don't even teach history anymore. My girls haven't. I've had to teach them, pretty much everything at home over the last 15 years. They don't teach any kind of actual history in school anymore. It's crazy.
I mean, that's why we had to fight for good books because the Democrats really were pushing, the liberals were really pushing this, trying to push this new history book that mentioned Lincoln once in a minor way, and didn't even mention like the first president or second or third president at all in the books. I mean, it's just this dumbed down pseudo, history that they're trying to push off on the kids, where they're, obscured history.
Did you ever listen to Rush Limbaugh back in the day?
Yes, sir.
Just a few years before he died, he started doing a historical children's book that was geared towards, first and second, third graders, that kind of thing. And it even had like a plushie you could buy with it and stuff. I got a bunch of them for my nieces and nephews and all that. Well, they were good stories, and they showed like the actual, historical facts, not the crap you hear on all these liberal news stations anymore.
Right. Magnum Force, one of the best movie posters of all time. Look at this movie poster. where the gun is so
No,
huge
that's
in your
good.
face there. Magnum Force came out 52 years ago, 1973. Go ahead, punk. Make my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being that this is a 357 Magnum, it could take your head clean off.
Clean
You
off.
gotta ask
Yeah.
yourself one question. Yeah, my dad always liked that
1977,
movie.
1977 J.C. Penney catalog, Star Wars year. Check this out. Bop bags. And you had the Monster
Oh, wow.
Squad there. Now I know you don't remember the Monster Squad, but Monster
I
Squad,
remember,
not
well, I remember the movie, not,
the later
uh,
movie, but there was an earlier Monster Squad that was like on Saturday morning TV. There's Bop
right, yeah.
Bag, King
I forgot
Kong,
about that.
Welcome Back, Carter. Yeah, most people have.
Oh, Batman.
Kind of like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters started on Saturday morning TV.
Well, there was like Ghostbusters is weird. There's like 2 or 3 different Ghostbusters cartoons that were all claiming to be the original Ghostbusters, or it's fucking weird shit. Never have gotten all
Well,
that straight.
okay. Well, I'm here to tell you definitively in 1954. No, not
There was a
19.
live action show, right?
There were a lot of ghosts, but no, 1974 rather, if I can get my brain in gear. They had that with that cartoon Filmation did, with Bob Burns, who
Oh, right.
just passed
Yeah.
away. He was
Mhm.
the gorilla in the gorilla suit, and the guys from F Troop were the guys of that. Anyway,
Right.
I've mentioned that
Yeah.
before.
So that's a whole different Ghostbusters, right? It's not.
Yeah, but I believe that's the impetus for all of these later things that came out. There was the real
Oh,
Ghostbusters
I mean,
that was fully animated, and that came after the Ghostbuster movies. The real, they called
right.
it the
Right.
real.
But, okay. Yeah, that's the other one I was thinking of, because they had the regular Ghostbuster cartoon, and then they had the real Ghostbusters animated series.
Which
So
wasn't
yeah, it's
bad. It was not that bad as a show,
I didn't hate
as a
them
cartoon.
from what I
It
remember.
yeah.
I don't think I was a huge fan or anything, but I don't remember like actively disliking them. You know?
On Christmas 1776, we forget, but George Washington famously crossed the Delaware River, hoping to surprise Harrison Force celebrating Christmas. That was a turning point,
Ah,
and I believe that I've actually seen that in the Metropolitan Museum in New York. The huge painting of them all crossing the Delaware.
oh yeah, it's very
It's
famous
just
thing.
massive. I think all the figures are done real life size, so that takes up a wall space. It's huge painting. The
Hell yeah.
frames are like 4 foot thick, or not 4 foot thick, but 4 foot wide around this thing. I was blown away just by the size of the frame.
Yeah. I mean, gotta
Thank
make it
you, How
ornate,
dear.
right? Dale Healthy.
I just
Everybody goes sub to Omer if you're not.
Absolutely. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. What would I probably? I don't know.
Oh.
Danny DeVito's Hoffa, starring Jack Nicholson, opened in theaters 33 years ago, 1992. I remember that was big on the rental back then. So did Danny DeVito, it says Danny DeVito's Hoffa, did he direct
I think
that?
he directed that one.
Or maybe
That was
produced it?
like
Maybe he was the producer of it?
producer, director, or executive producer, maybe. But
Mhm.
yeah, he was apparently a big fan of that story or whatever. So,
It says a Danny DeVito film. So,
so maybe he
but he
did
played a
direct it.
character in the movie as well.
I know he directed some Cheers episodes. He directed some Always Sunny in Philadelphia stuff.
Okay, I think
He's been doing that kind of stuff for a while.
I think. Oh, okay, I didn't really know that. It makes sense. I think it says down there, story by Danny DeVito. So we don't really know what happened to Hoffa, but it kind of gives you one probable scenario of what
He's
probably in a wood
in a
chip.
fucking parking lot somewhere.
Yeah. You think they're ever going to find DNA DNA
Evidence of it? No.
evidence
Dude.
of Hoffa somewhere?
If he's been missing this long, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
some future society, will be digging through our bones and go, "Oh, look at this, we found something."
Now, I have never watched this movie, and it is on my bucket list to watch because I think it's an interesting concept. The Bucket List, starring Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, opened in theaters 18 years ago on Christmas 2007. Did you ever watch
I ever watched that one either. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I cannot get it out of my head. I cannot get it out of my head that Morgan Freeman was on the electric company. That's where I first
He was
knew
Easy
him.
Reader, baby.
Yeah. One of Elsie's favorite movies came out in 1962 with Gregory Peck, another man that I believe played Lincoln, if I'm not mistaken, To Kill a Mockingbird. One of Elsie's favorite movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's okay. I mean, I don't know. For some reason, he really loves that movie. Oh, Gary Sandy turned 80. Wow. From WKRP in Cincinnati. Gary Sandy played.
I haven't heard that name
Turned
in a
80.
long time.
Turned 80 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I used to watch a lot of WKRP in Cincinnati.
That was a funny show, dude. The turkey episode.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I thought turkeys could fly. Chucking them out of a helicopter. Raining death on Cincinnati. Something awesome.
Here's one that I don't think that I've seen. Leslie Nelson, 28 years ago on Christmas 1997, Mr. Magoo. They actually
I remember that one. Yeah.
Did a live action Mr. Magoo, and I did not know that. I guess I forgot.
It was kind of what you would expect. I mean, very much Mr. Magoo type, situational type of thing. And of course, the joke the whole time is he can't see anything, but he somehow never gets harmed. He gets a little old. Yeah.
Another Christmas movie that was released, fairly big deal. Old Yeller, released in 1957 on Christmas 1968. Wait a minute, 58.
Take Old Yeller out back.
57. Damn, I can't get these. Yeah, gonna have to take Old Yeller out the back and put a bullet in his head. Yeah.
That's a sad movie, dude.
Yeah. I've seen it, but it's been decades since I've seen it, Grumpy Old Men.
I'm my second Yellow Wax, so I love them yellow dog.
I've subsequently watched these either on videotape or Grumpy Old Men with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau and Margaret.
Yeah, they were okay. Yeah. And Margaret was still holding up pretty well in those movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much work she had done or whatever, but she still looked pretty good. Or
In a way, wouldn't
What
you
was
say
that?
that this is kind of like with Lemon, almost like The Odd Couple, somewhat? Walter Matthau really had that
Mhm.
droopy dog look to him, you know.
Well, I think that's that's kind of what they were farming to put those two guys back together again. To try to get that kind of a
Odd
where it's
Couple in the movies.
yeah, where
Yeah.
they're friends, but they're always going at each other all the time. It's kind of like you fuckhead.
hmm
Kind of like me and you, right?
Oh, I did not know Humphrey Bogart. I knew it was his birthday the other day. He was a Christmas baby, born in 1899, so he's born the very same year as
Wow.
Devil Flyer, my fictional character. 1899. So he wasn't even born in the 20th
Oh,
century, sweetheart. And one of my favorite movies of all time came out on Christmas 1993. Tombstone opened in theaters 32 years ago.
oh, great movie, man. Love that movie.
Anya Huckleberry.
Yeah, you ain't no Daisy.
But she doted on the frowner. What is that? It's not revenge, it's a reckoning.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
So and I just like he goes, well, bye. He's blown his brother away. They're supposedly one leaving town, and he's like, well, bye. Just these little things you remember in the movie.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. What's his face he's so good in that movie, dude. The guy that plays
And
Doc Holliday. I mean,
and
everybody's great in that movie.
what's interesting, that one's kind of been a big thing, but Wyatt Earp, done by Kevin Costner, that came out the same time, kind of went
Hmm.
nowhere.
I mean, I saw that one and it was okay, but it just didn't have that energy, man, that Tombstone had.
Yeah.
Tombstone had like personality and just style. I don't know. But yeah, the other one that Kevin Costner did just seemed really dry. Kind of slow. Or maybe a lot more historical, not so much freedom taken with the known facts or whatever. I don't know, but definitely enjoyed Tombstone more. God, every time we talk about that movie, I want to go watch it again.
Oh, it's a good movie. I mean, I've got it. I always have a copy. I've actually owned a couple of copies of it.
I'll probably end up listening to it while I go to sleep tonight.
In 1903, General Electric introduced electric Christmas tree lights. So I guess Christmas
Yeah,
tree
very
lights have
cool.
been a thing since 1903.
Yeah, and house fires started shortly thereafter.
Well, before they kind of put candles, didn't they? That's even more of a fire hazard, isn't it?
Mm, yeah, I think they actually used to put like little candles on the tree, which is fucking crazy. Yeah,
That is
especially
crazy.
pine.
How do you get
You know
that
how
to
easy
stick?
pine burns, dude. It's all full of that fucking. It's the
hmm
stuff they make. What's that stuff called? It's like a wood stripper and stuff, an old cleaner from way back in the day. That's what they make it out of. Is that pine resin? Uh, super strong shit. Fucking, I can't think of it. It'll come to me.
55 years ago, one of my favorite Disney movies, and it kind of musically oriented. Of course, a lot of theirs were Aristocats, came out in 1970.
Oh yeah, like that movie.
A lot of good jazzy type, feel good movie.
Yeah,
I went to see that at the theater. I remember though with
yeah, some
Tombstone,
good music on.
I actually first watched Tombstone as a rental, probably a VHS, And I remember distinctively, I was married to my first wife, and it was one that she rented, and I was kind of pissed off. So I didn't really want to tell her I really enjoyed the movie. So it's like, it's all right. You know,
Damn it.
it was all right. Yeah, you picked good. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it is alright. Yeah.
It's all right, but I enjoyed it more than I
It's
let
alright.
on. You know, at the time. The Christmas tree became popular in the United States after an illustration of Queen Victoria's tree appeared in an 1850 magazine.
Really? Okay. I had
Mhm.
no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a picture of it in the magazine. It was just an illustration, not an actual. But yeah, Christmas trees.
Yeah,
If
good drawing.
it's good enough for the Queen, then everybody should
Well, hell,
chop down a tree
if
and
it's good
decorate
enough
it,
for the
right?
Queen, then everybody needs one, damn it.
Isn't that wild that just I mean, it shows you the power of the press. It probably started in like heavily populated New York and Washington and things like that and spread throughout the country, you know, in the next
Mm-hmm.
decade.
Yeah, I'd imagine. You know, that's how fads go, right? They just
Well,
like
you know,
kind
it's
of
it
catch on, and then suddenly it's everywhere.
like today's everything's instantaneous.
Paley
Back
pay.
then, it could take a year for a trend to, or a decade for a trend to,
Oh yeah, now you got the
you know,
internet,
take
bro.
hold.
So, you know, yeah, it's 4 seconds, and everything's everywhere. Yeah.
Apex says, draw your own tree. Queen Victoria's tree, draw your own tree. Just draw one. Yeah.
I actually had I think it fell apart, but I had a little reproduction of the Charlie Brown Christmas special tree with the kind of broken top and the one sad Christmas bulb on it.
This is wild. On December 24th, 1975, the debut issue of Punk magazine was published.
Yeah, punk.
Here's a Punk. I don't think I've ever seen that. You know,
I don't think I did.
there's the
I
cover
wasn't
right there.
really, I wasn't really a punk kid though. That was just slightly before my time, I think.
This looks like Frankenstein. You know, he's got the Frankenstein brackets on the top of his head, and it's flat.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know. I was a classic rock and roll guy, still am.
I bet that magazine's worth a little something. Looks like one of the underground comic books.
Oh, I imagine it's probably for the right collector, you might get a decent price for them.
I
Got
was
Lou
never
Reed on the
into
cover. He was like a
I was never into
big
Lou
name for a
Reed.
while.
I mean, the only thing I knew was Take a Walk on the Wild Side.
Yeah, everybody knew that one. I think that was like his only really big hit. Everything else was
Yeah.
kind of underground. So the name of his band and. But yeah, it was
Sony.
yeah.
Look at the prices for these Sony Discman portable CD players back in 1991. Look at that, $169 just to play your
Yeah.
CD.
Yeah,
Or
and then it would skip
$229.
half the time when you were walking anyway.
And JCPenney, plug in there. It says for $15 monthly.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
these portable
Make a
CD
killing
players,
off of
we
that.
forget how expensive they were when they first came out.
Yeah, DVD players when they first came out. Even
or
compact discs when they
flat
first
screen
switched over
TVs.
from vinyl to.
Flat screen TVs
Mhm.
have become way cheaper. 1995, which was probably about a decade or so after they first came out, still, like $2,300, expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it? 19. when I moved to my house down in Texas. 94, I think. And I ended up getting, it was a Christmas sale. I got a 60-inch, but it was a projection. You remember the old projection TVs where it, like, had the, like, screen type thing? The big chunky one?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like $1,200, dude. And that was, like 94. They were still expensive, you know.
Now, remember I said that earlier in the stream that Marvel probably couldn't use the term double action because DC, I think, has just showing that in that book years ago would have been a use of it and protecting that copyright. Well, here's another example. Spider-Man Triple Action Web Blaster from 2004. Triple action, not, you can't use the term double action because DC owns it.
Spider-Man's got some new tricks up his sleeve with the
Well, yeah,
Spider-Man
but that's
Triple Action
snappy.
Web Blaster. 3 ways to shoot: webs, water, and missiles.
They
Now,
also
all in
did it
one.
because you
Just
could
pop
shoot
in the
3
water
ways.
blast and take in every.
Also, what?
You could shoot 3 different ways with the Web Blaster. That's why it was called Triple Action Rex. I mean, they may have also been doing the other thing, but
I'm just saying, I've not made that connection before,
I
but makes sense to me.
yeah, it does make sense. Oh, man. Oh.
On Family Guy, Kiss stars in Kiss Saves Santa, a Christmas special where the rock band saves Santa from pterodactyls. I have not seen that.
Yeah, I think I remember. I watched that one.
Kiss
Gene
Saves
is
Santa.
flirting
I guess
with what's her face? The redhead, Peter's wife.
yeah. You know, you got to wonder. They've got the original band members here. Do the later members of Kiss ever get mad at that they're never really depicted on stuff like this? Just classic
No,
Kiss
because
and not.
they're just hired guns. The guys that are in there now, Tommy Thayer and the guy that's pretending to be Peter Criss, they're hired guns. They don't have any equity in the band. They don't have, it's the Paul and Gene show now, dude. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you would think you would think that they would be like, why are we left out of things like this? You know, I mean, we rocked with the band for a good long time.
No,
of course,
when they got hired into the band to replace Ace and Peter, they were given contracts that said very clearly, this is what you are. You're a hired gun. You're going to do what Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons say, or you're not going to be in the band.
Yeah.
And they want to make the money, so they stay in the band.
Now, I have actually held one of these in my hand when I had my comic book shop in 1982, 83. I can't remember his last name. His first name was Ted, very tall man. Of course, I was only like about 16, 17 years old. I was not full grown yet. But he came in and bought comics out of our comic shop and stuff. And he said, "Hey, Rex, I've got some old comics. I've sold off all my superhero stuff, but I can't find these books and grade them. Would you sort of assess the value of this collection?" I said, "Sure, I'll give it a shot." So he sent me home with these, a pretty good stack of comics in a box. And one of them was this thing, 1939 Christmas booklet written by Robert May, Montgomery Ward promo comic introducing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I've actually.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
And, yeah, the reason he couldn't find, stuff like this, it was either promo stuff or it was like the Dale 4-color stuff with the Disney characters. And fortunately, a week before that, the guy that I ran the shop with, Dave Snow, he had sold me some of his old price guides.
Hmm.
And I was able to find everything on his list because I bought some of the older price guides that had some of those promo
Oh, that's cool.
books featured, actually, the picture of the cover. So if I didn't find it in one, I'd look in the other, and I actually found some of those hard to find, rarely featured books. I actually was able to, all I did was write down the 4 or 5 different grades, and I said I really didn't grade every book. I just kind of found it for you what the grades would be. You can kind of make that determination on your own. And he was happy as a lark,
Right. Yeah.
to just
He
get
pay
that
you
much.
for it.
He did not pay me. I did it all but you know what? I learned a lot from that. I learned how to look up those hard to find Dale books. I learned sort of the difference in the values even at that
So it
time.
was a good experience. See, there you go. Sometimes the
It was a good,
experience is worth the the trip.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I learned that promo books are not near as worth, even though, and I've got some rare promo books, comic books, rare promo books, but they're just not worth as much as like regular runs. Or like special annuals or things like that. I don't know why they kind of frown on them. Promos are, yet there's been a lot of promos that are kind of significant.
Well, you remember in the what was that, like the mid-70s, they started doing these like public service announcement comic books, DC and Marvel both, and they would like put it out through Pizza Hut or some restaurant chain,
right.
Burger King, something.
Yeah.
And they had these, it was always like Daredevil was fighting vapor, gasoline vapors. You got to be careful of them. And then had another one
Oh,
that I got from Pizza Hut that was Wonder Woman. And I forget who she was fighting, but it says right on the cover, Pizza Hut presents Wonder Woman. That's pretty cool.
Hey, Raul and T in the house. Yeah, I know Radio Shack. DC Comics had some like Whiz Kid, like Superman and things.
Yeah,
Radio
I think
Shack
I've got one of those too, the Radio Shack ones. Yeah, I think I've got one of those.
38 years ago, Good Morning Vietnam by Robert Williams. Love that movie. Good Morning Vietnam. Wonderful movie by Robin Williams.
It was a pretty good.
I did not know this, but he was close friends to Steven Spielberg. And when he was filming, and he tried to pass it off to 3 different directors before him. Schindler's List, a heavy movie about the atrocities of World War II, right? So Robin Williams would call Steven Spielberg up every night and tell him jokes, and he said that's what helped him get through the movie because it was so heavy.
No, it's pretty dark.
Of a subject, pretty dark. But based on true events, that he needed Robin Williams would call him up every night and get him laughing, and I would say, wow, cool. If Robin Williams can't get you laughing, then you're probably dead in your soul, because he's just one of the funniest. Yeah, he was one of the funniest. I think he was the funniest comedian. I mean, his improv, I don't think it's ever been matched. I mean, there's some improvists that
that's very
have come close, but
I mean, it's kind of like any other kind of art. It's very much in a person's sense of humor, and the eye of the beholder. Let's say,
Yeah.
But
I just remember when Mork and Mindy came on, I was rolling.
Funniest guys. Yeah, I mean, he was one of the funniest comedians in my earthly memory. And I remember all kinds of comedians from, before I was born with all the black and white stuff. But Yeah, he was definitely way up there as a comedian. I think. And he was also a really good dramatic actor. Turns out,
Oh yeah.
you know, and he
You know what I've said, like
which
Charlie
I was
Chaplin,
kind of
anybody
shocked.
that can make you laugh, or like the guy that played Kramer,
Mhm.
hilarious. Uh, Michael Richards, I mean, he comes in a second for me after Robin Williams. He's a great improvisist, or it seems like he's. And I never really
Oh, dude,
watched
I
his
used to
Kramer
love him
stuff. It
on
was
Fridays.
Fridays, he was
Yeah,
hilarious. Yeah.
his Friday stuff was so funny when he played the kid out in the backyard playing in the sandbox.
Hmm.
He like had the army man. Uh, love that shit.
The Ninja Jinko in the house. Hello. Uh,
Hey, Jinko.
he says, I remember the comic books from Radio Shack. You used to see comic books in there, but they were used to sell transistor radios or something like that. Yeah, that's promo type
Yeah.
stuff. That's not really
Hmm.
worth that much. I mean, but it's an interesting footnote in comics, I guess.
Yeah, I always just thought they were cool. I didn't know if they'd ever be worth anything, but it doesn't seem like anybody puts any value on those. You know.
I'm gonna have to watch one of these YouTube videos that does a deep dive on this movie, because I have this movie and it's a curious sort of Christmas movie that was made in 1964. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians was released.
Well, I've seen that one on Mystery Science 3000.
Now, see, a lot of
You
people
remember that
were
show?
introduced to those B movies in from Mystery Science 3000. I never really
That was
watched that. I did not like them poking fun at some of the movies that I really enjoyed.
Rex. You're so easily offended. I love it.
Could be. But that's kind of a
Yeah,
weird
makes
Christmas
it
music.
so easy to poke the bear.
Yeah. I've been poked so much in my life, I just don't like it.
They call
And
me
that's not gay
Pinfish.
at all. Leave me alone.
Well, you did say you did some prison ministry for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Now, when I was younger, I would have killed from this set. This is Crayola Candy,
Rex,
set from 1980.
Rex, Rex was never
Tell
the
us where the
same
bad
after that
man
night
hurt
in
you,
the
Rex.
laundry.
Oh no, did you drop your show?
You, you just talked over it. Rex was never the same after that night in the laundry.
That's for sure. But I did stand a little
Shawshank
taller.
Redemption. You
Anyway,
remember that? Fix that sciatica.
success comes in many different ways. Disney's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea premiered in theaters 71 years ago in 1954. Great movie. It actually came away with the Oscar for best special effects that year.
Oh, what was that? Which one?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea
20,000
with
Leagues.
Kirk
Oh,
Douglas and James Mason. Peter Lorre.
no, was that Harryhausen didn't do that, right? That was a Disney movie, I think.
Disney.
I
Yeah.
can't remember. Yeah, Disney.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right.
I know
Didn't
that
know
because
they
I've been
weren't
doing
as
my research
respectful.
on. I've been doing my research on like 50 movies. You know, I think
I don't even know why I knew that.
you know what
Didn't
movie
mean
it
to.
beat out. Do you know what movie it beat out for the Oscar of special effects?
No idea. Wait, what year
Them,
was it?
1954. Them with the big ants. That
Oh, that was a good one, dude.
they almost shot that movie in 3D.
Oh, that would have been cool.
And color. Yeah. Color in 3D.
That would have been so cool. Especially when they're like in the tunnels and the ants are popping through and attacking, like the army guys and all that shit. Oh. I was watching some kind of documentary on that. No, excuse me.
Jerry says,
And
not
they
the
could only
Siamese scream. That's not how you check my temperature.
Apparently, they could only afford to build like 3 of the ants or something. Like only one of them was ever fully built, and then they just built like heads and arms. Like to stick through the holes in the walls and shit like that. And it's pretty inventive the way they managed to film that and make it look so cool.
1968 Montgomery Ward ad here.
You
Look
pay
at this. A TV like this would cost you $459.95.
No console TV. And then when that
Yeah, it
one
was a
dies,
piece
you
of
get a new one,
furniture.
and you set it on top of that one because it's too heavy to drag the other one out.
And you'd probably have the rabbit ears, right?
Mm-hmm. Wrapped in foil.
Mhm.
Kids today have no idea what we went through growing up, man. I'm telling you.
No, I had to get it on the roof
The
and
hardship.
adjust it a few times.
Dude, I had no helmets, no pads, none of that shit. I was riding dirt bikes and doing all kinds of crazy shit with no protection whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, you
My
were a
parents-
daredevil.
These,
Yeah.
these days, my parents would be arrested. Cops would see shit and be like, "Where do you live, son?"
Now, I remember this was a big, big movie. I do own it. It is a classic. I can never think of the movie's name, but this is a movie I've often referenced. Legends of the Fall came out 31 years ago in 1994. That was a big Brad Pitt movie when it came out. The
Was that
women
the
just went God.
Civil War one? Or no, wait.
No,
Or
that's
the
he.
fall of Rome.
They,
No, that was the fall of Rome. Is that what that one was? I
no,
don't
they
remember.
fought in World War One.
Well,
The
I
actor
probably
that played
didn't see it.
Elliot was in it as well, but he was sort of young, early 20s when he played that role, probably. He was the
Elliot.
younger brother of these two brothers, and then Anthony Hopkins played the father. They were moonshiners. It was like set in like World War One in the 20s, where they had illegal booze and
Okay. No, I don't think I've ever seen that one, man.
it
I was thinking
really
completely something
wow.
else. Yeah.
Okay, well, Legends of the Fall was really big with the women because of Brad Pitt.
All right, well, I'm gonna make a note of it and
Okay, if you
see if it's any good.
it does follow his life. Tristan, his name is Tristan. Follows his life throughout history. Of the story. It's
Okay.
kind of told from his ups and downs through life.
I'm gonna mute for a second because I'm walking into the kitchen. My mom's got the radio on. Be right back.
It almost has a Western feel because it starts out with Anthony Hopkins being sort of a cavalryman and the mistreatment of the Indians, and about his family, the 3 boys, and what they went through. It's a good movie. I'm really surprised that you haven't seen that. But I've missed some good movies as well. One Seinfeld Christmas episode, Festivus. Yeah, they had a whole thing on there, and there's Michael Richards standing there with his hawk nose. Just hilarious guy. Kind of got in trouble though with his growing up in the 70s, made a kid tough. Yeah. I don't know. bear claw pedals. I remember those where they had like the traction on the bikes for your shoe. Yeah, those things could rip your leg up, or if you weren't careful. I remember getting mud all throughout, on the pedals. Not easy to clean. Oh, there you go. Here's from 1990. The TV guide. I actually bought one of these TV guides and still have it. That was one thing that survived
That
my
flash
character.
show actually wasn't too bad.
No, pretty good. Actually, pretty good.
Yeah.
Why? Because they were faithful. Cool. Yeah. They were faithful to the costume look too, pretty much.
Oh,
Dick Tracy is one of those movies. Dick Tracy's a wonderful movie as well with Warren Beatty. I'm not a big Warren Beatty fan, but
I don't know. Maybe I was too young when I watched it the first time. It's like it was just very weird to me. But of course, Dick Tracy characters are all like really fucking kind of fucked up. You got Hammerhead and all these giant like weird things going on. I don't know. Never been a huge Dick Tracy guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had Al Pacino in that movie. You had Dustin Hoffman playing different characters. I thought it was wacky. We actually took a vacation. It was interesting here in Jonesboro. They had lines for big premiere movies like that, like Batman. There was a lot of people anticipating, was still that superhero fervor, the next big superhero thing, and people were lined up here. We went up to a little place called Ash Flats. It was us and maybe two other couples in the movie house on premiere night. I mean, we had the whole place to ourselves. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It was I and my three
accidentally
daughters.
Walk into an empty theater and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, we didn't have to fight the crowds to get in there because, I was one of those that when a new superhero movie came out, I learned from Swamp Thing because I did not see Swamp Thing when it first came out, and after a week, it was gone.
Yeah.
And I missed it. And the next time I saw it was on VHS. Yeah. It just didn't do well, and it was gone after a week. Swamp Thing only lasted about a week. Well, that was a big thing
for the movie industry, though, man, because, back then that's when, what was it, Box Office Video and all the movie stores and stuff were coming out. So if they didn't have a hit at the theater, they could just yank it down after a week, shoot it out to videotape, and be making money in 30 days. It would show up at the local, rental place. So,
right.
And if they had a hit, they would sit there and make you wait until Christmas, right? It could come out in March, and it was a massive hit. They're going to make you wait till Christmas before they offer that fucker up for sale.
Now it's on streaming services a week later, it seems like,
That's a completely different animal now, dude.
Behind a paywall where you have to subscribe to see it.
Yeah, unless you get around it. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm still paying in a way, but me and Mama Hawk pay for the Amazon Prime delivery, so it doesn't cost us anything for shipping. So, and then when you pay for that for the year, you get the Amazon Prime movie channel for free. So,
but you're probably you're shipping. You ship stuff out like your eBay sales with that, or what?
Yeah, and like when Rosie orders stuff, because she does most of her shopping online now, for the girls and everything. So when she's ordering stuff, she doesn't pay any shipping fees to get it sent to her. It's all covered because she's a Prime member.
Well, you're probably making, I mean, it's probably saving you money because you use it in sort of like two different, you're going to use the service anyway. I mean, I don't know what they charge per year. You pay it annually.
Yeah, it's like what was it, $120 for the year? It's only like $10-12 a month or something. But you get free shipping on everything you order through Amazon, either sending or receiving, and then you get the the little movie channel thing that
Wow.
goes with it. And they got a lot of like the newer movies and stuff that come out. That's the Prime gets them pretty quick.
So if you did Battlehawk, your comic book, you could ship it out through them.
Yeah, I suppose I could. Yeah. I'd have to look into what the detail. I'm sure Tim could probably tell me something about that.
Wouldn't that save you money on shipping?
I would think.
Yeah.
I got to
you
talk
might
to
even
Timothy
have to
Olsen
be
about that. He's doing the Amazon thing.
right. December 22nd, 1941, Archie Andrews, Jughead Jones, and Betty Cooper made their debut in the American comic book Pep Comics and subsequently took it over because it was superhero comic book before that with the Shield and other. But they were kind of on their way out, and I mean, not really 1941, but Archie was so popular, and still today, Archie comics at your grocery checkout, the little digest, they're still available.
Really? I haven't seen them in years.
Really? I see them in grocery checkouts all the time.
Really? Well, I don't usually look at the magazine racks on the grocery checkouts anymore, so maybe I've just missed them. But
what blows
again,
me
never
away,
a big Archie fan either.
What blows me away is the cost of some of the magazines.
Oh yeah.
$14 or $14.99, $15 for a magazine. That's outrageous. Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake premiered 47 years ago in 1978. One of the better remakes, I would say.
Yeah,
Donald Sutherland,
I like that
right?
That's a good one.
Donald Sutherland would be like pointing his finger at you, right? Make that noise.
Doing a crazy scream. Look at you. Wow, shit.
I was a little young because that was probably a rated R movie. I mean, even the original Invasion of Body Snatchers, black and white, was scary to me. To be replaced, and all you have to do to be replaced is fall asleep. Well, eventually everybody has to sleep, right? So it was kind of it was always a scary concept of a movie. One of the better 50 sci-fi movies, I think. But a great remake with
and they did another one in like the 90s, I think, where they really like upped the special effects and stuff when the pods were taking over people and stuff.
Okay.
It's pretty fucking. They were all three of them are really good. I've seen 3 different versions of that movie and I like them all. But yeah,
I don't know that
one is my favorite.
I don't know that I've seen the other one. Donald Sutherland? Oh yeah, Donald Sutherland. Yeah.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the original
also had Leonard Nimoy in that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I almost you kind of forget about him. He was very subdued in that.
Well, he became a creature. Yeah, he was subdued. He became a creature fairly quickly in that movie.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He
now
was
here's
like
another remake.
Inside Man or whatever.
Tell me if you like this remake, True Grit. True Grit with Jeff Bridges 15 years ago in 2010. Actually, the remake
It was
was not too bad.
no, I actually liked that one. It was all right. I didn't. They were doing the whole girl power thing where they swapped out the main character from being the son of the rancher looking for revenge to being the daughter. But
Yeah.
other than that, it was a good movie.
Well, I think I own the remake. I think I own the copy of it, but now I don't like anything with Matt Damon in there. His politics just get in my way, some of the crazy stuff that he said.
I've never paid attention to what the shit he talks.
Did you like the Bourne movies? The Bourne movies were fairly good till he had to ruin them for him with his big mouth.
I didn't care for. I didn't really watch those. I've never been a big fan of what's his face, the guy that played Jason Bourne.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Carrie says lots of free movies and TV shows. I'm sorry. Lots of free movies and TV shows on Look Movie. Have you checked out Look Movie? Or is that over?
Not yet, but I will. I will later on. I've got I forget what it's called. I got a Sailing the Seven Seas website that's still working right now for like new movies. That's where I got to see Superman and Fantastic Four. So I'm waiting for some new good stuff to come out that I want to see. I don't really give a shit about the new Predator movie. Once the new Marvel movies come out, I'll probably see if I can pick them up over there. Should be able to. But those things, a lot of times they only last like about 90 days or something, and you got to find a new one because like they'll get shut down. So
earlier, Ninja Jinko said Dino's with the bear claw pedals on the bicycle. He said it tore his chins up more than once. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Those things were brutal. Yeah.
Dude, I've made the mistake doing a little like bunny hop jump on my it was a Huffy Santa Fe 10-speed at the time. You remember those back in the day?
Yeah.
They were like kind of cool. I was zipping, man, coming home, and there's just like a little, they can do a little jump because the sidewalk's uneven. And I hit that thing, and when I landed, my foot fell out the pedal, scraped my shin, and then I racked myself on the bar.
Ooh.
Lost control and ran straight into the neighbor's fucking mailbox and took the mailbox.
Hey, that was a bad day.
That was not a good day.
That was a bad day, Shadow. And now he sounds an octave higher.
It was not good. I think one of my nuts is still like halfway up in one of my lungs somewhere.
Well, you know that house that I told you we moved into after I was 10 years old, and we moved over there. They had freshly, and now when I was a kid, we had gravel roads, but they eventually, I've told you when my father passed away, the guy that sort of paved our road for the very first time.
I was confused, Rex. I thought you were saying Matt Dillon, not Matt Damon. Yeah, Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt
He's
Damon.
A piece of shit. I'm sorry. I had him confused with Matt Dillon for a minute. Sorry, guys.
But we donated dirt. We got a lake out of the deal, a big hole, in our property.
Nice. There you go.
But that guy came and said your dad was a great guy. Remembered him at 40 years after he died for not only donating that dirt, but just making sure they had sandwiches, tea, water, in the summer as they worked on, slowly to get the thing paved. Well, later,
just being a good fucking dude.
after a while, I said all that to say this, that they repaved it, you know, and it was built up higher. And I stepped off the edge of
Uh-huh.
that on my bike, and that bar caught me too and racked the hell out of me.
Oh shit!
I'm still feeling it.
Ouch!
I'm still feeling it.
Yeah, you never forget those. You know, the good ones. It's like, oh God,
I know
that
that was
memory
like
is still there.
I could see 6 generations passing away right in front of me.
Shadow Hawk, this Mountain Hawk, like Killer Whale. New movie coming out. She loved the original Orca movie. Are they redoing Orca now?
Orca was
That
better
would be
than
so cool.
Jaws, confirmed. I don't know. To me, as a
I
kid, I went to see
like
Orca. I
Orca,
did not
dude.
Jaws.
It had a really good story. I mean, Jaws was okay, but there was no reason, you know, other than the shark is an eating machine. Like Orca was out for revenge, dude. They killed her child
Mhm.
and her mate, or
Right.
his. But I think it was his the mother of his child and his child.
It kind of like
So yeah,
Gorgo. I'm coming after my baby.
I don't know, dude. That movie just like that killed me, man. At the beginning of that movie, when they killed the baby and then they kill the mama, it's like it's so fucking sad, dude. It's like, oh fuck, you know. Then
I
you see the
guess
look
that,
in that Orca's eyes, and he's just like,
yeah,
oh, he's dead.
they always put a close up of the eye, didn't they? I'll have to rewatch that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I own it though.
It's a good movie, dude. I like that one.
Apparently, that cold front's moving in because the wind is like all of a sudden up, you know, and battering the house.
Yeah, we're supposed to get cold here tonight too. It's been falling since sundown.
Now, my brother watches this and he likes stuff that generally I don't much care for. But A Christmas Story first made its debut in 1985 on television. It's hard to imagine that's not an older, like 70s movie, really, because it's kind of a time period.
Now, dude,
piece.
I've actually met that guy.
The boy?
He grew up here. Yeah. He grew up here locally in Hammond, Indiana, I believe. It was either Hammond or Whiting. And that's where all those stories are based out of. Like, he had the same childhood I had, basically, growing up.
Interesting. Well, I know Darren McGavin, Mr. Night Stalker, was in it as the father.
Mm-hmm. He was the dad. It's a prestigious award. Fragile.
Well, I've still been going through Dead Zone. I'm almost completed through the second season of Dead Zone. Pretty good.
Is that with the kid from Weird Science?
Yeah, I did.
Michael and Anthony Hall or something like that.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Pretty in Pink.
Yeah,
he was in Pretty in Pink.
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
That was actually a fairly good series. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they keep going deeper and deeper into different things with the characters. It keeps you engaged.
Well, I don't know if you ever read the Stephen King book or not, but it's a pretty good book. But of course, there's some Stephen King weirdness in it. Of course, there is.
1983. So was A Christmas Story released as a movie first, and then it came on TV a couple years later? I guess so.
I'm not sure.
I guess so, because he says it was released in '83, so it probably was a movie first, and then came on TV a couple years later.
Okay.
Interesting.
I
never paid much attention
every
to
Christmas from probably about the time I was 9 and until as long as I can remember. I remember watching that movie over and over again.
Well, I
It
I
was pretty
can't
fun.
believe we actually did 2 hours today. I'm not feeling 100% still, but I didn't know if I could make it. This has actually been one of the hardest streams I've ever done. Not just by the way I feel, but just, you know, it's just been, but I think we had a good one today.
Yeah. I'm amazed I made it 2 hours, frankly.
I am too.
Uh,
It's a miracle. Well, we will be back here tomorrow, unfortunately. I know, mark it down on your calendars. We'll try and invade your workspace or whatever tomorrow.
right.
Again,
We will invade your head and your imagination.
are you ready for
Do
it
not
to
attempt to
explode with
control the
excitement?
vertical. Do not attempt to control the horizontal. We are in control.
I know. I think
Remember
I
that?
own the original Outer Limits. Now I'm more familiar with the Twilight Zone stories. The Outer Limits wasn't out that long, but wow, yeah, it's got some funky stuff. I'm
That
actually
had
wanting
some
to
good.
see if I
Yeah, it
have
had some
that
good
so I
stuff
can watch
going
it.
on.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
series.
outer limits, man. I remember watching those when I was just little. Yeah, but I mean, we were spoiled though. We had Twilight Zone, we had Outer Limits, we had fucking Night Gallery, we had
Oh yeah,
uh, Trilogy of Terror coming out in the early '70s. Man, there was so much good horror that came out back in those days. I was out of my tiny little mind, dude. Every
and
time I turned
really,
around, I was like,
he probably doesn't get get enough. But the creator of Like Night Stalker and Dark Shadows, he heralded a lot of that into the consciousness of America in the 60s and 70s. And
oh yeah,
you know, he did Jekyll and Hyde with Jack Palance. He did Dracula with Jack Palance. Those were kind of made for
well, I
TV
mean,
movies.
well, think
Yeah.
about Rod Serling, dude. Look at, I mean, what he did. You know, just with Twilight Zone and Night Gallery, he transformed the whole horror content of the nation in 10 years or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Well,
I mean, crazy.
I don't think a lot of that would have happened if Dark Shadows wasn't pushing it every day. Well, 5 days a week. They took the weekends off with the,
Mhm.
show with the.
Well, it was a
Because
soap opera, right? It was like
it
like a
gothic soap
David.
opera. Yeah,
Right?
it didn't.
Yeah.
It's only when they sort of took it, was almost canceled, that they took it into that bent of the supernatural that it became popular.
That's crazy.
Once they introduced the supernatural, even before Barnabas came in, because he came in fairly late, 200 and something episodes in. It just launch and
I
become
always
one of the
thought it was.
biggest things.
I never realized it went that long before, because like when I remember watching it and seeing it, they already had like the ghost in the garden and the werewolf,
Right.
and other
Quentin.
fucking shit prowling around the grounds and stuff. It was already way supernatural by the time I started watching.
Oh yeah, that's probably where what attracted me to it, for sure.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
thought and it was a slow fucking show, dude. I mean, come on. Frankly, it was not action packed.
It was you're right. It was a
much
slow
dialogue.
burn. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it was
but for
very
those
dialogue based.
for those people, and most of them, I mean, but they were giving them the scripts right before. I mean, it was almost like live TV. They didn't do a lot of reshoots.
No, fuck. You're filming 5 days a week, dude. Think about it. I mean, that's got to be a crazy schedule to try to keep up with a TV show.
Nowadays they shoot it outside. You don't have rehearsal time. Back then, you had rehearsal time.
Well, I don't know if they had rehearsal time or not back then. I mean, when you're putting out 5 days a week on a soap opera, so then
they had rehearsal time on that, and they had rehearsal
right. So you're
time
probably
on Doctor Who.
You're probably spending 10, 12 hours a day at the studio while you're shooting, because you gotta have rehearsal time. You're gonna go through, a couple of walkthroughs. Some
Mhm.
what do they call that? The fuck. The
But
trial,
when you're
before the live.
when you're a kid though, Shadowhawk, you're drawn to like the monsters and the supernatural and the superhero stuff. I always was.
Oh yeah.
No, Apex, come on now. Actors had table readings before shooting. I hadn't heard that one. Come on now.
They might have. I mean, it's part of rehearsal. It could
Anything's
easily be.
possible. Yeah. But Dan Curtis
I mean, I don't
probably
know.
deserves a lot of, there's some good documentaries out on Dan Curtis. And if you like, the horror stuff, and then even some of the mini maxi series that he did on TV later in the late 70s and 80s, you'll learn a lot about that director. He did some interesting stuff. I highly recommend you look
Okay,
up
like
Dan Curtis on YouTube.
what kind of miniseries? Give me one, just to whet my appetite. Anything
It
that
was kind of
stands
like the
out to you?
wind. I think it was the Winds of War. It was kind of World War II. It's like
Oh,
Roots, kind of a
okay.
generation, through the generational type stuff.
Again, that's one. I've never been a big war movie guy, so
Right.
I may not have seen it, but I'm aware of it. I do know the
He
name
made
of it.
he made television history with doing those long episodic type over the night, TV things where you almost like the Jesus movie that was 3 nights on TV.
like
People
Roots.
loved
Yeah,
to find out the rest of the
like,
story 3 nights in a row.
well, like Roots. Remember when that first came out?
Alex Haley's
that was
Roots,
like one of
yeah.
the first. Yeah, that was like one of
Absolutely.
the first big mini series events.
It was huge,
like
and unfortunately, it really caused a rift and tension. There were a lot of people
But
upset
again,
about that movie.
all that was gone before
book.
fucking Obama got into office.
It was.
Everything had been
Yeah.
fixed, and then Obama came in and threw everything 50 years back into the past. So, fuck that guy and his boyfriend.
Apex, yes, yes, Rex. I've worked as an extra in 4 movie projects in Seattle. Studios had table readings back in the day. Okay, maybe I was taking table readings out of context. Apex, I was thinking like seance, where you sit down and have a seance type thing. That's what I was thinking. So what is a table reading? Yeah, they still do that for like Family Guy and stuff, where they read through.
Yeah, they all sit around and they run through their lines and kind of experiment with deliveries and different things.
Yeah, but it used to be more of a prevalent thing, back in the 60s and 70s to do that type of stuff. I don't think all shows still have rehearsals like they used to. But I did not know that you did extra work in the movies. That's cool, Apex.
Don't know enough about the movie industry to even
all right,
speculate on
gents.
That. Anyway,
we will talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now.
Hey, well, we love you. Keep collecting and
keep
all that good stuff.
That's right. And all that.